Morning. Hey, welcome back to Ferko Family Farm. Yesterday, we actually took the chicks, the egg-laying chicks that we had in the brooder for several weeks here, and we introduced them into the flock. Take a look. Yeah, so the chickens are doing great. Right now, I'm gonna have to get the food and water for the chickens taken care of, for the egg layers here. And then I'm gonna have to move the meat birds over there. I've been moving them around on pasture. Every morning I'll come out here and move them into a new patch of new grass out here in pasture. And those have been doing really good. Those meat birds are getting huge. So I'm gonna go ahead, I have to get the waterers out. Their water is low and I need a little bit of cleaning. So I'm gonna get the cleaning done, get the water filled back up, and get the chickens some food. Got to turn the water on here. There we go. Tend to go right to the water as soon as I put it in here with the nice fresh clean water. Just want to get it so that all the dirt and debris that's sitting down here is not as thick. They'll naturally scratch at the ground here, and the loose ground, this flakes and dirt will fly up in here. So there's no way to prevent this thing from getting dirty at all or to keep it crystal clear, but I just want to make sure, clean it out a little bit. All right, get some food for them. Here, get this fan in. Put this fan in the window for circulation, help keep the air flowing in the coop on the hot days. We have to get this brooder out of here. What I plan on doing is scraping all this old mulching out of here into the compost pile, cleaning this up a little bit and putting this brooder back up into the barn. That'll open it back up in here. We can get this cleaned up a little bit, but we'll get that taken care of later, not right now. All right, so the first thing we need to do is open this lid up and get their food container and their water out of here. Looks like they're gonna need some more water in here as well. All right, and then grab this rope. Now, a few of you have mentioned putting wheels on this tractor, you know, probably on the backside to pull this easier. In theory, yeah, I guess that would work. However, I tried to do this as cheap as possible and as light as possible, and I added that ski on the back, that flat part. So by pulling the rope on the bottom here, when you pull it up a little bit, it literally slides super easy. And I don't want to pull it too fast anyways to trap the birds, so I've got to try to make sure I get them to come forward as I move. Just slides really easy. Like, I can do it one hand. It's really light. That's all there is to it. Now they've got fresh grass in here with the insects and whatnot. Probably get another scoop while I'm over there. And we'll go get this water cleaned up. So this is a 3-gallon poultry water. The way we figured out the best way to do this is to plug this hole in the bottom where the water comes out and then get it filled up. There you go. All right, we got another scoop of this. Let's get that put in here. All right, so the last thing we want to do is just close the chicken tractor lid. And they are good to go for another day. Don't forget to turn it back on. Next thing I need to do is get up there, let the pigs out, and check their water. A lot of times they climb in those water dishes and get them all muddy and nasty, and we really don't like it when they get in there because they like to pee and poop in there, and we don't want them ingesting of that, especially in large quantity. So we try to keep it cleaned out. We clean the water several times a day, but we like to get those barrels so that we can fill them up. Not only will they last longer as far as the water in there, but it'll stay cleaner and less of a mess. Get up there and we'll get these pigs let out and their food and water taken care of. All right, so the first thing I need to do here is turn the water on. I know I'm gonna have to change out their water. The water's pretty nasty, so we're just gonna dump it. Try to get it somewhat level. And let's get it filled back up. There we go. Hey, good morning, pigs. Come on out. So I just got done running to a local farm around here to pick up some more pig feed that we needed. He was also able to hook me up with a 55-gallon barrel, one of the plastic drums. It's going to require getting cleaned out and then putting the nipple in. This is locally grown and milled feed here. It's about anywhere between 14 to 18% protein, which is pretty decent for the pigs. These are about roughly 40 to 50 pound bags each, which is going to be good. So we'll put that up. Here's the barrel. So what I need to do is get this barrel off and get it cleaned. It's been sitting out in the field and it's dirty. Inside's dirty. We'll get it cleaned out though. The idea with this was pretty much to drill the hole, put in the pig watering nipple so this could sit on a cinder block or something, potentially strapped to a tree to hold it in place. Then we can fill this up and then the pigs can come drink out of it, and this helps keep the water nice and clean. They can't get in it, and of course it's gonna last longer, larger quantity. But first things first, we gotta get this thing cleaned out. All right, so I scrubbed it up a little bit to get a little bit cleaner. I'm not too worried about the outside of the barrel, but since the inside of the barrel is kind of nasty, I sprayed it out the best I could for right now. This type of barrel, the lid does not come off, so I can only do everything through this little hole here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some water in. I'm gonna put just some Dawn dish soap in there, fill the barrel up about halfway, swirl it around pretty good, and let it sit here for a day or two to loosen up whatever debris on the inside. And then we'll come back here in a few days and spray it out and clean it out real good, so then we can put our pig nipple on and mount it up at the pig pen. So I'm just gonna get some soap in there real quick. That Dawn soap is slippery. Okay, I'm just gonna let that sit here for a day or two and shake it every once in a while. Try to break up some of the stuff in there. What I might end up doing is cutting a hatch right here, kind of a square hatch. I can get down in here and clean it out properly. All right, I'll sit there. I gotta get this pig food back up to the barn so we can get it put up and keep it dry. So I'm gonna bring that up there right now and drop that off. We've been working hard to try to get the infrastructure put in place here at the farm. And you see these posts laying here, and there's actually some more back there against the barn. They're left over from the fence build. And that project's not even done yet. That has been a thorn in our side. We had the fence scheduled to get done at the beginning of the year. We had a contractor come out, and when he came out, he started putting in all of our posts. Unfortunately, the day that he was here, putting in our posts, he really messed it up and it was looking really bad. The posts were leaning, they weren't in a straight line, and we're pulling woven wire. It's high tensile woven wire, so it needs to be built right so that the fence doesn't pop up. So the first contractor put the posts in wrong. Again, they were crooked, not in a straight line, so I had to go back with my tractor. I had to pull the posts out, collect all the posts. I stacked them back over here against the barn, and then called up another few contractors. So the first contractor was in February. The second contractor came here in June. And he actually put in all of the posts and built all the frame, all the corner braces, I should say. Got all that work done. It took him about 5 days to get all them posts put in. And then when he went to go pull the wire, he started pulling the high tensile woven wire, and the corner brace failed. The very first brace that he was pulling around. So he packed all of his things up, said he was going to come back with bigger equipment, had to call in reinforcements, and unfortunately we were ghosted. We kind of were left out to dry, so I had to go back to the drawing board, find another contractor. They took a look at it, but weren't able to do the work. It's not something they had experience with. So I finally was able to get yet another contractor thanks to some local friends here that referred me to him. I had him out here the other day. He took a look at the fence, and there's a few things that need to be taken care of and fixed, but sounds like he's going to be able to do it. The only downside is, sounds like it might have to wait till October, November timeframe before we can finally have our pasture fence done. So one of the main reasons why we were putting this pasture fence in the first place was so that we can get goats. We want to try to get dairy goats to, one, help us clear our property, because the woods is really thick back here behind the barn. And we really wanted to get them in here and help clean all this out. Two, we'd like to eventually get in to making some cheeses, some soaps, and dairy products from the goats themselves. That's a long-term goal, but first things first is getting this pasture fence put in. It's just been a nightmare. If you take a look down here at this corner brace, right down from the barn, they pulled the wire, and it's all just laying here because it was never really officially mounted because this brace failed. And what do you mean by failed? Well, it pulled out of the ground. When they started pulling the line down there, it pulled the tension on this, which means this corner king post was never installed correctly. So I can come over here and we can wobble the whole thing. It just moves, both this post and that post. So this whole corner brace has to be redone. We'll probably do it where we pull another post over here since we can't reuse the same hole, and we'll pull that nice and tight. It may have to incorporate a gate in here or something to fill the space. So as you can see, this thorn in our side has been quite the ordeal over this last year. Still back in the waiting game to get this thing finished, but hopefully by New Year's, we'll have a fence put in. So one of the first things we did when we moved in was I started building this, what I called the goat stall. In this part, it was all open like this. When we moved in, the previous owners had some donkeys, and I believe they were staying in a makeshift stall that they had here. I had to tear down a lot of that, and I had to replace it and build out this goat stall and the doors. It took me a little bit of time, a couple days, to really get a lot of the work done because I had to frame in the doorway too. But once we got it all framed in, it all just started coming together. So the doors are here, and this is what we were going to use for the goat stall. Right now it's just storage for a lot of the fence materials and tools and whatnot, overflow storage. But I planned on putting a door in the back to have access out into the pasture. Right now though, I don't know if we're going to actually use this for our goats. I believe we're going to use the additional stall that I recently built the new door on over by the pig stall. That's the big stall that's in here that's currently not being used. It's pretty large. What I plan on doing, there's another door right there that I plan on rebuilding to match this door here. And when I rebuild that, from this 4x4 post, I want to come straight across and then over to that 4x4 to then create a separate little stall there. And then this larger area here we'll use for the goats. And I just need to do a little bit of work. We already have a feeder there. We'll just have to put the mineral feeders out, build up a bench area that they can climb up on, and this will probably be for the goats. But again, all of that just hinges on getting the pasture fence done, and I don't know when that'll be. I'm just gonna set a goal that it's gonna be done by the first of the year. I mean, hopefully way sooner than that, but anything sooner than the first will be winning. So as you can see, we have a ton of things going on right now on the farm. It's just a matter of finding time to get it done. I do juggle a full-time job during the day, and then nights and weekends I try to fit in what I can based on the weather. We just had to take care of some normal day-to-day things. I had to run and get some pig feed and take care of some basic things around the farm. Jerry's recently got the yard mowed here. So it's just a lot of little things that keep us busy. I wish I could keep the camera rolling all the time, but I'm trying my hardest to try to bring as much footage to you guys and as many videos so you guys can see what's going on here at Ferko Family Farm. But we really do appreciate everyone joining in and watching. Give the video a thumbs up. Again, if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. It means a lot to us. And hit that bell again. Stay notified when we release videos. Thanks a lot, guys. Hope everyone has a good one. We'll see you in the next video.